The gaming industry right now is embroiled in a debate around responsible monetization. Mobile free-to-play games have been accused of exploiting young and other vulnerable players for years, and increasingly we're seeing AAA titles embed loot boxes and other gotcha mechanics in their economic model. Per Norman is CEO of online casino operator Mr. Green & Co., which has developed a new responsible gaming tool. He joins me now. This is an ethical issue which really gets to the heart of the online gambling industry. So how big is the problem?
It is the most important ethical question for us, and we need to cope with that and we need to take it seriously. We know that from a lot of studies that about 2% of the population has the risk of developing kind of an addiction. We also know that in people that gamble a lot, of course, that percentage is higher, which means that we need to make sure that we follow those people that gamble a lot. We need to measure how they actually gamble and make sure that we can provide them with tools and information, both for them but also for us as a company, so we can minimize that potential problem.
How does this green gaming tool actually work?
Well, we are an online company, which means we're 100% digital, which also means that we can track real-time everything our customers do. So by having that information and pouring that into an algorithm, we can measure your risk behavior. So we measure how you're playing, the intensity, how often, how you deposit, how you win, how you lose. And based upon all of that, we can see your risk behavior. If you take that risk behavior and you also do your self-assessment, then we get the complete picture. So self-assessment is important for us because you might play with someone else. So by giving answers to a set of questions, we get that full picture from what you're saying, how you play, and we know how your actually risk behavior is from the algorithm that we have developed. And if you merge these two together, we can add the full picture, and we grade that between 1 and 100. We use colors as well, green, yellow and red, meaning that if you're at red, then you're playing at risk. It doesn't mean that you have an addiction problem, but it means that you potentially, in the way you're playing, could move into becoming a problem.
So there is a certain self-moderation element, but you're also changing your behavior, the way you interact with your customers.
Yes.
As a result.
Yes. Our responsibility is we shouldn't push anyone who is red, for example, to play much more now, because we know that that probably can burn that customer out. Also, we should give you guidance on what you can do. That could be to take a pause, that could be to set certain limits on time, on money, on deposits, things like that. And this is a way to play for less, but play longer, because it should be fun, it should be excitement, and it should be entertainment. And this industry will be much more about long relationship, not getting new customers in through a lot of marketing, but to keep the customer for long term.
And so in that sense, as well as being a corporate responsibility issue, it's a business sustainability one.
Yes,
as well.
it is. I mean, the highest cost we have is marketing. And I think that goes for all companies within the industry. And if you can reduce that marketing spend by keeping your customer longer, that becomes a sustainable and also profitable part of the business. But it's not only about measuring risk and things like that, but also to create sustainability around the company. It's a way to attract people to work for us. It's a way to attract customers to feel that we are trustworthy and reliable. It's a way to attract investors to feel that we have a long-term sustainable strategy in place.
You've had this tool in place in the UK and in Sweden for a few months now. What have been the results so far?
We have thousands of customers that have opted in and they've signed in, they made a test, and we are actually analyzing them. We are also now rolling out the model in all the other 12 markets we have. So this quarter, Q4 and Q1 next year will be all across the different markets. In addition to that, we also increase the educations within the company, so everyone from management teams, customer service, payment, board of directors go through an education so they know what it's all about, so we can really eat and breathe that green gaming is one of the key strategies that we have in the company.
What do you see as the future for this tool or tools like this? Because you are just one company within a very large industry.
Yeah, we are a small company in a large industry, and this whole industry is also having a bit of stigmatization around themselves. So we need to be much better to make sure that we address the problem that exists, which is problematic gaming. And by having these kind of tools, I also think that you will see regulators demand that everyone that has a license needs to have digital tool to predict and to find if there's a risk behavior of the customer. So I see that will happen, and I see also that customers will like brands that take this very seriously, because once again, fun, excitement, entertainment, That's what it's all about.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Paul.
Thanks for watching. Find out more about Mr. Green's green gaming tool at mrg.se. Please subscribe to watch our latest videos as they go live. But for the latest business, finance and strategic insights transforming Europe, you should go all in at europeanceo.com.